Excellency, thanks for this interview. You are the ambassador of Indonesia in France. Thank you very much for the moment you accept to consecrate to us. The first question, can you present yourself in some words, please, Excellency?
Thank you. It's a pleasure. In fact, I would like also to thank you for having me. My name is Mohamad Oemar. I'm honored to be the Indonesian ambassador to France since December 2021.
Okay, so it's already...
It's my 5th year.
Okay, it's a long period for an ambassador.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before to be an ambassador?
Yeah, I was signed before as ambassador of Indonesia to Italy, based in Rome, and that was in 2009 to 2011. So it's about 15 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you are in France since a long time.
Yes.
So you know France now. What is your main impression on the French people and France in your mind?
I am so lucky actually to be in France, witnessing that France has changed a lot from what I have known before. I first came to France as a tourist in 1990s. And at that time, not so many people, when you meet people in the shops, cafes, who speaks English. But today, everyone speaks English. And if you see, not only in Paris, in many places of the country, the presence of people from around the world, in business, in many walks of life, are quite obvious. So it's more and more international. France now is really one of the global capital. And what makes me, I think, feel special is that reception of the French people of Indonesia as a partner of France, working in many areas is also very encouraging. That give us both in the government level, the community, education, in business. Everyone was warmly welcome. Indonesia, it gives me a stronger kind of spirit to engage in more cooperation with France.
We will focus, of course, on relations between France and Indonesia and France. But just a question, are there a lot of Indonesians who live in France?
There are about 5,300 Indonesians living in France.
Okay. Yeah. Which kind of persons? A lot of categories? Yeah.
Mostly the mixed marriages.
Okay.
Yep. Number 2 is the students.
All right.
Yeah. Number 3 is professionals working in different sectors. Yeah, that's mostly Indonesian, and I think government exchange or student exchange.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you are the ambassador of Indonesia, let me salute the Indonesians who live in France also.
Thank you.
So, what do you think of what I will say now? Are you agree to consider there is a strange situation? Indonesia is the biggest economy market in the ASEAN, Southeast Asian countries, is the biggest Muslim country in the world. And it's strange because French people don't know really Indonesia. We don't think to this country very often. Do you agree with this impression I share with you?
Yeah. Not 100% maybe. For me, it's a work in progress, kind of, because Indonesia geographically is not near or has not a very close kind of historical ties with France, as compared to countries in Africa or in Europe especially. But if you look at the intensity of context of relationship, of visits from the highest level of the government as well as from the people to people kind of context. I can share with you that the visibility of Indonesia in France is sufficiently high, although that we need to do more. There are a lot of areas where we need to work harder to be able to have a stronger visibility of Indonesia. If I may just share with you that last year Indonesia and France celebrates the 75th diplomatic relations, where the two head of states and government exchanged visit. President Macron visited Indonesia in May, Jakarta and to Borobudur. And President Prabowo Subianto visited France in July as a guest of honor during the Bastille Day, with around 500 troops marching together with French troops.
For the 14th of July.
14th of July.
La Fête Nationale.
Yeah. And I can also share with you that there are more than 200 French companies in Indonesia today, investing in more than around 3,000 different projects in different islands of Indonesia. And also 3,000 at least French citizens live in Indonesia. As I mentioned, 5,300 Indonesians live here. But also, it will may be interesting for you that at the embassy we have an Indonesian language course. We call it BIPA, Bahasa Indonesia for foreign, for French speakers especially.
I've heard it's a very easy language to learn.
Indeed. You should try it. Yeah. It's an online, a free course. Annually, we receive not less than 200 French students. And it's been the 6th year now that we organize this language course. Another example is the number of tourists, French tourists coming to Indonesia. Last year reached more than 350,000.
Right,
which is almost, I think, 100,000 higher than pre-COVID era. Yeah. So that numbers, I think, I can give an example of the understanding or familiarity of French citizen people, students, business people too, about Indonesia. Yeah.
President Macron, since his arrival at l'Élysée 9 years ago, developed a very voluntary Indo-Pacific vision of France.
Right.
And on this vision, he developed the importance of the place of Indonesia in his analysis of the presence of France in Indo-Pacific. Yeah. Also, President Prabowo Subianto came, as you said, several times in France. Yeah. His last visit last May was an official visit d'État in France. What were the main conclusions of this official visit some days ago of the President of Indonesia?
Yeah. On the 28th of May, President Prabowo came to Paris on a state visit kind of arrangement. Yeah, he had discussions both with President Macron, also with several ministers, with Indonesian ministers too. And I think the main takeaways or outcome from this meeting was very important. Among others is the agreement of both presidents to launch not only strategic partnership, but higher level, that is the comprehensive strategic partnership with Indonesia, where the modalities and detail to be discussed later. But in principle, both agreed to launch this comprehensive strategic partnership. As well, the areas that it covers definitely will be deeper and also larger than the existing strategic partnership. The main pillars will include, of course, the strengthening of the defense cooperation, which is well known. But in this area, the idea is not limited to kind of procurement, but expanding to the building also exchange in technology, in human resources capacity, training, and also a joint kind of effort to strengthen Indonesia's capacity in defense industry. That will start, I think, in the sectors of strategic radars between the relevant companies in Indonesia and France. And if you also are aware that the two submarine Scorpion that has been agreed to be delivered to Indonesia will be both built in Indonesia in the PAL in Surabaya, East Java. So this is the area of defense, but also we agreed also to deepen the cooperation in the area of economy, investment. There has been new agreement, MOUs, covering the energy sector, critical mineral, finance, and others, reaching not less than $3.5 billion of worth to be followed up by different companies. And this number is actually in addition to the numbers agreed in terms of investment and business of both countries. Last year, when President Macron visited Jakarta, we reached 11 billion US dollar of value. Yeah. So I think, that is among the main achievement of this strategic or comprehensive strategic partnership. But if I may just add to this cooperation that has been expanded also to include culture, education, students' mobility. So we will have more French instructor in Indonesia, as well as Indonesian students, both degree or non-degree, but in the degree area that it will reach the additional numbers of Indonesian master students of 150 annually, and 50 slot also for the PhD or doctorate program of Indonesian students study in France in different universities in France under the Indonesian scholarship program.
Okay. As you know, next year we have a French presidency election. So we have to hope that the next president will follow and increase these relations that President Macron developed. And just if we can share an open secret, President Prabowo is very francophile.
Yeah.
I know that he loves France.
Yes.
I won't give more details, but the question I was wondering is it alone to be francophile among the key decision makers in Indonesia, or are there a lot of Indonesians who are very francophile, honestly?
Well, yeah, maybe not many if you look at the all Indonesian, but it is also, I think, kind of special gift for Indonesia that at this moment of history, we have a president that is familiar, has a background of knowing France very closely. From one of my president's story in front of the media at the Elysee when he visited Paris last month, he told us that he has been taken or came to Paris with his parents during his childhood. And in fact, his son, his only son, my president's only son, also spent more than 10 years, studied in Paris.
Okay, fine.
In fashion design. So I think France and Paris is kind of a second hometown for my president. And among others, I think it's also because that France is also special of its as a city, as a center of culture, as a center of fashion, as a center of culinary.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And another question: how can you sum up the geopolitical doctrine of Indonesia in the world today, which is more and more fragmented and with crises, Ukraine, Iran, the global South, China and American relations. What is the main doctrine of Indonesia, and what place has France in this vision you have of this international doctrine?
Yeah, Indonesia's doctrine in foreign policy is the famous bebas aktif. That is the language mandate from our constitution, meaning independent and active foreign policy. Independent means that we are not joining any military or power blocks. Active means that we have to maintain the free choice of our foreign policy to engage on and contribute to world peace, to development, to multilateralism, and to promote, I think, a peaceful cooperation around the world. So, in that very context, I think we see a convergence, strong convergence with French independence in foreign policy. It's, I think, the famous term that has been used is also a sovereign foreign policy of France, even though France belongs or a member of one military bloc, NATO, but hence France maintain its independence in the choices of policy that it takes. So, and also both based on our doctrine and French doctrine, we also converge in the principle in maintaining or upholding the principle of multilateralism, of non-intervention, of promoting dialogue and negotiation in solving any conflicts, of respecting in territorial integrity and independence of sovereign nation. So I think those are the principles that both countries share. And for Indonesia, we have always been maintaining this and also promoting international cooperation, both bilateral, regional, or multilateral, on that very principle.
Your country, Indonesia, launched a very important sovereign wealth fund. The name is Danantara, which is very observed from all the fund international community. Can you present us this fund and the opportunities that it can represent for French businessmen who would like to invest in your country?
Yeah, it's a new institution established since the new government under our president, current president, Prabowo Subianto of Indonesia. The idea is to actually consolidate the assets of the country. who before this administration has been managed by different state-owned companies, and now it's kind of super holding to manage the asset of Indonesia in different sectors. The very idea is to lead not only to try to gain maximum benefit in terms of commerce, but is to lead the transformation in order for us to get a higher value added of the natural resources, of the talents, of the competitive kind of edges that we have in Indonesia. So Danantara now in terms of asset is among the biggest institution at the global level. And it has also engaged in different cooperation with different countries to develop more, to promote. For example, one of the main priority is the downstreaming industry, because the aim of the government is not to just sell like before raw materials, but through Danantara, we will cooperate with any investors to build the downstreaming industry, the processing of any raw materials to become a more high value-added products. That includes the EV kind of ecosystem. And I mention this because Danantara is in very intense and close discussion with a French company, Eramet, also in order to develop this kind of cooperation. Also, Danantara is engaged in discussion with Thales and other French companies in order to be able also to work together in building the capacity of our defense industry in its cooperation with French companies. So, and Danantara is also been signing a memorandum of understanding in the financing area with Amundi in order to also cooperate in the area of investment. So that I think, and also many other areas that are open for French companies to discuss with Danantara to see and to grab the opportunities that are widely open in Indonesia.
Okay. We published several articles in our media in the rubric Opinion Indonesia, detailing some opportunities of business in Indonesia. I think it's very, very important. Indonesia will be present to Eurosatory, which is a big meeting of in defense and security, international affairs.
Yes. I think it will be in the mid of this month. It's just 1 week away, and surely representative from the Ministry of Defense and the defense industries will come to Paris. But this time is very special for Indonesia participation, because we will not be only visitor. We will also come with two stands or booths representing. One is the Indo Defense organizers. Indo Defense is a kind of similar expo that we organize. The next one will be in 2027. It is one of the biggest defense expo of the region, and many foreign companies are also participating. So we will come with this representative of Indo Defense to promote the event. And secondly, which is also for the first time and very unique, that it will be the first time that one Indonesian private defense company will be also present in Eurosatory to introduce also their line of work, the opportunities for cooperation with different companies, both from France and from other countries. So we, Indonesia, will really make use of this event, not only for participation for our own, I think, two ways kind of interaction, but also to maximize its presence here, to engage with participants from other regions, from other countries, to engage in stronger cooperation, to build more opportunities for Indonesia's interest in building a stronger defense capacity and industry.
Okay, we have talked a lot about diplomacy, defense, security. We won't add on other topics like health, tourism, culture, gastronomy, a lot of things that we can discover in Indonesia. I'm sure we share common taste for good life between our two countries. I think it's very important. But would you have, Excellency, a last message? Perhaps some words in French. I promise you that I will try to learn some words in Indonesian for next interview with you. But we can start with you in French if you want some words.
Okay.
To finalize the interview.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup pour cette excellente opportunité d'introduire mon bel pays, Indonésie. En fait, il n'y a pas un mot suffisant pour expliquer Indonésie, parce que c'est le plus grand archipel du monde, avec plus de 700 ethniques différents qui parlent plus de 300 langues différentes. Ce n'est pas dialecte différent. Et certainement, en Indonésie, on a aussi plus de peut-être 1000 ou 2000 ou 3000 cuisines différentes.
Wow.
Entre plus de 17 000 îles d'Indonésie, qui a certainement beaucoup de richesses de gastronomie, aussi de la culture. Ça, c'est pourquoi il n'y a pas un mot suffisant pour expliquer. Et c'est à mon avis, il faut visiter l'Indonésie pour trouver l'essence
de ce beau pays.
De la pays indonésien qui est totalement unique du monde.
Merci pour vos mots en français qui sont excellents. And thank you for this interview. And I'm sure there will be others. Thank you very much, Excellency.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.